This video will talk a little bit about the differences between the interfaces that you find in Lightroom Classic versus in the Adobe Lightroom platform. So we can start here by looking at Lightroom Classic. You can see here that if you remember from my previous tutorials that we have the library menu here, and we're here now and we can manage our files, whether that be with our collections or with the folders from the file system that we've imported. And you can export photos here. You can do photo comparisons. You can give a grid view. If there are more photos in this folder, you would see them. And then you can go over to the Develop tab here, and this is where you find all of the editing features. And so you'll see over on the left side here, right, we have the user presets, we have like snapshots, the history, and then we can see collections here. So this is one area of major difference that we'll see in Lightroom, that the user presets have moved away from here, and the left bar is mostly for managing the files. And we come over to the right side here, right, we have the main editing menu and all of the things that break down from that. And we also have other tabbed menu system here for cropping your photos, for the healing tool, for the red eye tool, for the masking tool as well. And so overall, I would say that this whole multi-level tab system is maybe not the most simple approach for a new person to understand when they're starting to use Lightroom Classic. And also, I would say that some of the organization of the editing features is probably not as good as it could be here. But hopefully, you'll find that the Lightroom features are actually improving on this, and the result being a better experience for you trying to learn how to use the editing tools. So if we flip over to Lightroom so we can compare, and we come here, and right now it's hidden, but like on the left side here, we have the tools that we've talked about a little bit for, and these are for finding your files and managing them. So whether you're using cloud file management or local file management, this entire menu system over here is dedicated to managing your files. You can see they have the albums and the folders here. You have different connections. You can connect to external platforms for printing your photos or other use cases. And you also have the ability to share your photos with other people. Since the photos here are usually uploaded into the cloud, then you can easily have features like commenting on them. I believe if you go over to the right side here, yeah, there's a menu system that comes up for commenting. So if I had a collaborator on this project of photos here from Breckenridge, they could collaborate and say that maybe the snow looks too bright or something, and then I could change my edit a little bit before we publish the results, something along those lines. So that's another feature that's here. But basically, this left-hand side menu is completely dedicated to file management, which I think is really useful and an improvement over the functionality in Lightroom Classic. With this option here, we can hide it, show it, and then similar to the Lightroom Classic, we can see a variety of different options here for viewing your photos. So right now we're in the single photo mode. So you can do a side-by-side mode where it takes two photos and puts them next to each other. And then we have a variety of different grid modes that are also possible. So while the features and UI look slightly different here, right? Like this functionality for viewing photos is very similar to the Lightroom Classic. We also have the ability to rate our photos and then to flag them as accepted or not accepted, and then also a paste edit settings here. So if you copy your edit settings, you can paste them onto another photo. You can use Command V on a Mac or Control V on Windows, right? Like those work fine, but there also seems to be a button for that as well after you've copied the settings. So if we come to the left-hand side here, right, we'll find most of the rest of the editing features that we would care about. So there's presets. So you can see that we have like the ability to see my personal presets as well as other presets, like provided with the Lightroom. So some of these are adaptive, and I believe they're only available in the cloud version because they use some form of AI. And but the presets are available here, right? Which is a difference from the Lightroom Classic, where they're available on the left-hand side menu. I think this is cleaner, makes more sense. So we can open presets, close the presets. Then we have the main edit menu here. You can see that there's a bunch of different edits here on the specific photo, right? Like we'll talk more in detail on like some of these, but like the overall features here are, at least the main ones that what you would use, are basically the same as what you find in Lightroom Classic. The organization and structure is a little bit different, but other than that, like it's basically the same functionality. Then you have the crop tool. You can see here that we have the crop tool, and it has some other stuff here. We'll talk about that. It's reorganized a little bit. We have the healing tool, the masking tool, and then the version history. It's with similar, again, functionality in the Lightroom Classic, but it's slightly named differently here and moved around. And you can see that this menu structure system, it just seems, at least in my opinion, to make a lot more sense than the multi-level tab system that we have in the Lightroom Classic. So a couple other things, you can see any notifications here. You can just directly export share with this button. And then you have your cloud details here, so you can see what plans you have, what you've Lightroom mobile, web. Like you can see the things that we talked about in the previous video. You can see how much storage I have, how much I've used, how many photos I have, etc. So yeah, so basically this is the structure here. Again, with all these menu systems, they can like disappear, right? If we not that flips there. This button, when I meant to click on it, hides the bottom menu, and then you can basically just have a view with only your photos, right? So this one might make sense. Let's see if we have a horizontal view here. If we remove this, right, you can see that the photo now takes up almost the whole screen since all the menu systems are gone. So that's a kind of a cool feature. So yeah, basically I think that covers the main things. Oh, there's a back button here, so I can go back to the previous view that I had if I want to go back, and then obviously I can correspondingly go forward to the one that I had gone back from. So basically it works very much like your web browser does with going through like different sites, except it controls the menu system here. So yeah, that's how this works, and I hope it's helpful.